Okay.
Should be working. We'll see.
Okay. Well, you can just check. Yeah, I'm live for show. So, can you hear my microphone okay? All right. Okay. All right, awesome. I shall wait for my people to arrive. All right, we're looking good. We're sounding good. We got 3 people. Let's wait till more people come into the chat. Hello. Hey, how are you? Axiom Sounds. I'm great. How are you? It's a great day to live stream. I know. I actually set that up this time. Yeah, I got all these new features on my live stream that I've set up. I got super chat now because the last live stream I had a bunch of people recommend me turn that on, so I did that. And yeah, I set up a bunch of new little product pop-ups. All right, so what is today's live stream about? Axiom Sounds asked. Well, anything that you want it to be about. Until further notice, I'm going to be doing, these live streams that are basically just ask me anything. So any questions that you guys have, I'm here to answer them and just talk about random things and share a little bit of, about what I got going on. And then hopefully by the next live stream that I have coming up, I'll be doing a live vocal recording session for you guys. And I'm really excited about those live streams. I've been I just haven't had the time to really dig into how to set that up just yet, just because I've been so focused on updating my website and, making all this content for you guys. So yeah, so today's live stream is an Ask Me Anything. So any, production questions, any questions that you just have for me about my life or just any, any general interests that you guys are curious about. So yeah. All right. So we got Axiom Sounds. We got, I don't know how to say MHILX. Hello. Red Rider, KARRA, all of your KARRA hoodies gone. Okay. So actually an update on my merch situation. So I have a kind of a crazy story about the merch and all of my hoodies and stuff. So I had this really great collection of merch, just like KARRA merch and these cute little, Laser Jungle crew necks, because that's what I call my studio. I call my studio Laser Jungle Studios. And then I also have these really cute, like girls do produce hoodies and stuff. So, I actually made all of that merch like 4 or 5 years ago at this point. And I had the merch up for sale for a couple months and everything was going great. The merch company was fulfilling orders. And then all of a sudden the merch company ghosted me. They just completely disappeared. And I honestly was in shock because this was a company that was servicing like really big artists. And so I just assumed that, they were a legit company. And so anyway, the merch company ghosted me for years. And then all of a sudden, this past August, I look on my Spotify page and all of my merch was for sale on my Spotify page. It was connected. And I was like, what the hell? Like, where did this come from? Because I haven't heard from these people in years. And I was trying to figure out, how to get in contact with them again because they had like hundreds of pieces of merch. Anyway, I was able to track them down through a different company that somehow got my merch connected to my Spotify, and I disconnected that shit immediately. And I got in contact with the merch company that ghosted me, and then they sent me all of my merch. So I literally have boxes of merch in my garage, and I did a huge giveaway. So I sent out a lot of merch for free last, November, and I would like to get some more merch out to you guys. But now I actually have a Shopify, and I made that switch from my website. So now my website is through Shopify, and I might be able to put my merch back up for sale through Shopify. So I'll keep you guys updated on that. I would love to get you guys merch, and just, not anything like crazy expensive or anything like that. Just something that you guys could enjoy. Like, just if you want to support me, or if you enjoy my videos, and whatever the case may be. So that's a great question. So I'll keep you guys updated on the merch situation. But isn't that crazy? I had a merch company make all of these pieces of clothing and then ghosted me. It's crazy. Okay. All right. So, Axiom Sounds. Do you ever plan to return to NCS? Make Me Move by You is my favorite. So actually, this is a big life update for me, and I would love to share it with you guys. I have decided to no longer release music on Spotify or through any label, or do any more collaborations with any other producers or artists. And I would love to tell you why. So let's dig into it. I have been in the music industry for the last 10 years. And so I've written and released hundreds of songs, and I am so grateful for all of those experiences. I've learned so much. I've made some really incredible music, incredible connections. I've done a lot in my career. And I recently decided not to no longer release music on Spotify and all of these different DSPs, because I am so focused on YouTube and building my YouTube channel here and getting you guys incredible products on IamKarra.com. And so that actually leads me to my sale. I'm doing a 50% off sale, an Easter sale at IamKarra.com. So all of my vocal sample packs, my vocal templates for every popular DAW, and presets and courses, everything is 50% off right now. So there's no promo code needed. All you have to do is just, head to the website and check it out. But the reason why I actually decided not to release music anymore is because I have grown such a huge audience and business through YouTube that it actually was hurting me financially to invest all of the money that I was making on my YouTube channel into my, my releases for my music and my album. And, I don't regret any investments that I've made for my career, because for the longest time, ever since I was a little girl, I dreamed of being, a pop artist, and to go, on tour and do the whole artist thing. And I've just learned that actually wasn't the space for me. And I actually enjoy just running my own YouTube channel and doing my own thing here and being completely independent. When you are releasing music on all of these different, platforms, and you're collaborating with other artists and producers, it is really difficult to make money. And I'm just going to be honest with you guys. I don't sugarcoat anything. I'm very real. I've been very genuine and real with my journey up until this point, and I'll continue to do that. It just wasn't fulfilling me, and it was actually just causing me more financial strain and stress that I just didn't want to, deal with anymore. I've been so successful on YouTube. I've been so successful on my website, IamKarra.com. And I find so much more fulfillment from creating content that is helpful to people and honing in their signature sound and learning that all of these different programs like, Logic Pro and Ableton and Pro Tools and FL Studio, and just teaching people about the music business in general. That's what brings me fulfillment. And yeah, the artist career just wasn't bringing me fulfillment. It wasn't putting money in my pocket. And it was just very difficult to maintain and sustain. And for me, I am very much into big productions. I love making music videos, but it was way too expensive to continue to make music videos and invest in, all of these different production services, and it's difficult to manage a team, and I've been there. I've had a management team before, and it was just really difficult to sustain, and it's unfortunately not for everybody, and it wasn't for me. So I enjoy all of the music that I've made, and I'm going to continue making music in my studio sessions that I post on YouTube. But the only difference now is that I won't be releasing it through Spotify. I wish Spotify paid more money. I think a lot of artists do, but unfortunately, that's just not the reality of the situation. With music streaming services, it is just incredibly difficult to make a living off of it, and I just prefer having, independence. I actually like making money so that I can live. I can pay my mortgage. I can buy food. Like it's just a better fit for me. And I knew that I didn't want to tour. Touring is very, 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 very draining. It's not the type of lifestyle that I was able to find health and happiness and stability in. And so, yeah. So I hope that answers your question. We got a lot more people in the chat. So let me say hi to everybody. And we'll talk about that more, because I think this is a hot topic. Everybody's talking about, streaming services and how little pay there is and how little money there is in those spaces. And so I'm just one of those people that, if something's not working for me, then I have to find another way. And I have to explore different other options. And I did that. And I landed on something that works for me, and I love it. I love YouTube. I love all of you guys so much. I love my community here, and I'm growing at such a rapid pace. And so it just made way more sense for me to focus on what is actually working for me and what makes me happy and what makes other people happy too. Because I genuinely enjoy teaching. I actually come from a family of teachers. Like, my mom was my voice teacher. My sister is a math teacher. My grandma was a school teacher. So I just naturally have that ability. And so does Reed, my husband. And if you guys don't follow Reed, he's the realest puppet in the game. He's been on YouTube for like over a decade now doing tutorials. And so Reed kind of introduced me to this life, this YouTube world, because I admittedly wasn't a big YouTube user. I basically would just be on YouTube just to watch music videos and fantasize about my artist career. So Reed taught me the ropes on running a YouTube channel, and I actually fell in love with it so much that this is what I am focused on. All right, so let's see. Hi, Michael. Hi, Aubrey, Apollo, Shane, Red Rider. I've already said hi to you, but hi again. Matthew. Hi, guys. Thank you for joining me today. So today we're just doing an Ask Me Anything. So you can go ahead and ask me whatever questions you got on your mind. I'm here to answer them. So let me see. We got a couple more questions here. So Michael asks, do you have any good recommendations on the best books or websites for music theory? I'm trying to learn more about what I'm doing and understand it more, and I know you know what you're doing. So actually, I have not read any books on music theory. Like I mentioned before, my mom was actually a voice teacher and a piano teacher, so I learned a lot of what I know from her. And because she was a music teacher, she put me in a lot of music classes. And so from a very young age, I was playing the piano. I played the clarinet. I obviously have been singing since I could remember. So I naturally gravitated towards all of the music classes, like choir, band, music theory, all of that stuff. So that's how I learned music theory. And I do want to say that music production doesn't actually require music theory knowledge. I know that sounds kind of counterintuitive, but Reed is a perfect example. He doesn't know music theory at all. He is just more of a computer whiz, and he's really great with software and computers, programs, drums, rhythms. And so a lot of his music production was built on those skills. So he doesn't actually know music theory that well. So I hope that makes you feel a little bit better. But I'm so sorry. I don't have any book recommendations, but what I can say is I do have, if you are interested in learning how to sing, I do have a singing for beginners course on my website. It's actually on sale for 50% off right now. And I do go through a little bit of music theory in that course. And I also provide you guys like different vocal technique warm-ups and yeah, a lot of useful information there. So maybe that will help. I don't know. All right. So let's see. Reed Stefan, my boo. My boo's asking me questions. All right. So is the M4 Max better than the M1 Max MacBook Pro? Funny you asked that, Reed, because for anyone who is interested in learning about the M1 Max and the M4 Max MacBook Pros, Reed just put out an incredible review and comparison between those two laptops for specifically music production. So if you're interested in seeing the difference between the M1 and the M4 MacBook Pros, go watch that video that Reed just posted on his channel, because he goes through all of the A/B tests. And it's incredible how much Apple has improved these laptops. Like the M4 is on another level. So if you're interested in learning more about the new features that it's not a new computer. It's been out for about 6 months now, but we've been using it for 6 months. And so Reed did a really thorough review on the differences and the improvements that Apple made to the new laptops. So that's a great video to watch if you are interested. And I also have studio sessions that use these laptops and computers. So a lot of you probably have seen them. Oh, and speaking of studio sessions, I have a new how to produce a hip hop beat and rap song from scratch in Ableton coming out on Monday. And this video is so fire. You guys are going to freaking love it. I'm so excited. All right, Aubrey, where do I get an Apollo Twin interface with Autotune already printed? That's a good question. Reed, do you have any insight on that? Where do I get an Apollo Twin interface with Autotune already printed? Do you have any insight on that? Because I don't know. Is that like, can you buy a used Apollo for?
If you buy an Apollo, I think it comes with Autotune, and then
Okay.
printing Autotune is more up to a setting that you choose, not like how you purchased it.
Oh, okay. So did you hear that? So I say that again.
When you buy an Apollo, it comes with the Autotune plugin,
Okay, so when you buy an Apollo, it comes with the Autotune plugin.
and if you want to print Autotune, you have to choose that setting in the console app.
Okay, so if you want to print Autotune, there's a setting in the console app that you have to choose. So I'm sorry, I'm not like a super whiz on technology, but Reed is great with that kind of stuff. All right, so hey Shane Music, what's up? All right, the cuffs are well worn on mine. I love that hoodie and would love a backup hoodie. Oh, right. Oh, that's really sweet. Okay, so my goal is to get my merch back up for sale on my website. So I'll keep you guys updated on that venture. Because now that I have Shopify, I think I'll be able to set it up. I used to use a different website host, and it literally made it impossible to sell merch, and it just made it really difficult. So I'll keep you guys updated. All right, JDN. Hi, KARRA. I really love your videos and music. You have really helped me on my music journey, and I just wanted to say thank you. That is so sweet. You know, I really do find so much happiness and fulfillment and joy by being an asset to you and your journey. Yes, of course, I love the fact that I'm able to make a living off of my music and live, you know, my dream life. But what really makes it a dream is to know that I'm helping so many people figure out their own, you know, musical journeys and their own goals, and just like helping people level up and elevate. I get really excited about the thought of that. And I've heard so many stories. Like, for example, whenever I would go to the NAMM show, which is like the biggest music convention in Anaheim, California, I would meet a lot of, my viewers and my fans, and they would tell me all these really cool stories about how, like a specific video they watched of mine that like changed everything for them. And I just love hearing that. So, because I never know when I post something, I have no idea how that's going to impact somebody else's life. I have no idea who it's going to reach. I don't know what it's going to trigger inside of you, whether that be good, bad, because, I do get a lot of haters too. So I'm not blind to the comments, but it is really cool to see and hear the stories that you guys tell, when it comes to what videos impacted you the most, or, just stuff like that. So I would love to hear more about like what songs you guys like of mine, what videos you like, what you want to see more of. All that stuff is like amazing for me to kind of like hone in what project I'm going to tackle next. So I love that. Thank you so much for telling me that. All right, let's see. All right. So Matthew, do you have a workflow that you find yourself following when working on the majority of your projects? For me, I sometimes get caught up trying to think of the next thing I need and want to incorporate. That's a great question. I have learned that workflow is the foundation of everything. And it has taken me and Reed literally 10 years to hash out a workflow and we're still, hashing it out, and we're constantly evolving, so there's always going to be another element to incorporate and add. But I think it's really important to not overwhelm yourself and to really like focus on a specific goal and vision that you have in mind, and hash that out before you think of even more things to do. Because, there's like a never ending list, of tasks that you need to accomplish, especially when you are incorporating music production and video production, because we do both, obviously. I mean, when you're running a YouTube channel, you have to learn video production too, because that's how you communicate with the modern world, where you have to make videos. So for us, it was a step-by-step basis. So the first thing that we figured out was, music production, vocal production. And we hashed out, what equipment we needed to get like the smoothest workflow. Then we built out 2 studios so that me and Reed can work at the same time. And that was like a whole other step in the workflow evolution. And then we learned video production, and we had to figure out how to build, a camera rig, and, how to get lighting and all of these different other accessories and programs to be able to film a video. So that was another step to the workflow. And then obviously there's other elements like our websites that we built, and building those products that we sell on our websites. That was a whole other thing. And then, live streaming and all these different elements, right? It was a step-by-step basis. And I just want to reiterate the fact that it took us 10 years to get to this point. And so don't overwhelm yourself when it comes to workflow. For us, we recognized pretty early on that time is money. And so it was worth all of the investments that we had made to get a quicker workflow down, because of the fact that if you can produce more, if you can make things faster, then you'll be able to make more money. You'll be able to keep up with a consistent, content schedule, consistent release schedule for music. And so you really have to like think about that. You really have to put 2 and 2 together when it comes to time and money and production. So yeah, workflow is important. And especially when you're working with a partner and, a team member, or like a team of people, you have to figure out what skills everybody's good at, and where where to utilize those skills. And so, yeah, it's tough. It's a lot. It's a lot to juggle. But I feel like once you really figure out what works best for you, then you just stay consistent with it and it evolves naturally. So yeah, I hope that answers your question a little bit. I mean, there's a lot that goes into workflow, and that's actually a really cool topic. Like, sorry, I have some cat hair on here that's bothering me. We have so many cats. But yeah, maybe I'll come up with some sort of video that I can share, you know, my workflow, and because there's just too much to talk about on live stream when it comes to that. Hi everybody, thank you for joining me. What up, Tanner by the Sea, Mitz the Gamer. I love you guys. Thank you for being here. All right, let's see. All right. Let's see. Okay, so if you were gonna start a YouTube channel today, what would you do initially? Well, let me think back to when I started my YouTube channel. Okay, so like the best advice that I can give you if you want to start a YouTube channel is to figure out what are you gonna create? What is your messaging? What is the purpose of your channel? I think you really have to figure out, you know, a little bit of a niche on what to focus on, because if you are all over the place and your messaging is disjointed, then it's really difficult to build an audience, like an audience that wants to stick around for a video. You have to build an expectation, you know? So you are going to have a difficult time building an audience and building a YouTube channel if you don't have a clear purpose for the channel. And so for me, I'll just use my channel as an example. I was actually living in LA. I was signed to a major publisher. I was songwriting for really big artists. I was, doing that whole thing. And I was very much in the midst of the music industry. I was making music for a living, but there was just something inside of me that I felt like was missing. And for me, I'm really passionate about teaching and helping people. And I basically looked at my life and I was like, what were the things that I needed help with when I first started? And then I started making videos on those topics. And so that's why I started my, vocal production tutorials. That's why I started my music business. I actually had like a video series called Advice by KARRA, and I would basically just teach people how to, do music, business with people, like negotiating splits with songwriters and producers. And, this was all information that I had no idea about when I first started. And then I just had to like naturally figure it out as I went. And so I basically looked at my life and I was like, what did I need to know at that time? What would have been helpful for me when I first started? And that's how I built my YouTube channel, based off of that concept and that purpose. And so I was like, well, if I had trouble with all of these different things, like I had no idea how to produce my own vocals when I moved to LA. And so I relied on other vocal producers. And I was like, well, if I had somebody to watch that could just like teach me these things, then I would have been able to be a lot more independent. And so that's basically how it all started for me. So yeah, find a purpose for your channel, and then naturally your content will evolve, it will expand, it will become bigger and better, and you just got to start somewhere though. You got to start somewhere, and you need to build an expectation for your followers. You want to be consistent. So you can't just like post one thing and then expect like your YouTube channel to grow. You have to be consistent. You got to feed, the beast. You gotta give it something to work with. And then naturally people will gravitate towards you if you are providing something valuable to the world. All right. She is so real. Thank you, Kalu. I appreciate that. I try my best to be as honest and real and raw as possible without giving out, too much personal information. So, yeah, I definitely pride myself on being real. So, thank you for noticing that. The only JS. Hi, Kara. I love your channel. Thank you. That is so sweet. I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. You guys give me purpose. Okay. What would you recommend for someone who's trying to find their signature style? I love writing anywhere from orchestral to chill house dance music and moody dark pop. I feel like they could share common ground. Yeah, I'm definitely one of those people that I am a chameleon. I can do any genre. I can, I like to explore with different sounds and different everything. So for me personally, the reason why I enjoy YouTube is because I'm able to, explore all of those different genres and be able to make videos that focus on a different sound every time, because I can't really commit to one thing when it comes to music, because I just love music overall. And when I wake up in the morning, I want to be able to make what I feel like making that day. So but one thing I can say about a signature sound is that my voice is what ties it all together. So I feel like my voice is what is signature about me, and my music and what I create on my channel. So I'm not like great with giving advice when it comes to like honing in a signature sound for music production. But I think for me, I was able to develop, like a signature sound with my voice and my vocal production that kind of ties all my music together in that way. So even if I'm making a rap song or an EDM song, you still know it's me because it's my voice. It's my, it's my essence. It's my energy. And I think that's really what matters the most. I think for anyone trying to figure out what their sound is, maybe just like ease up on the having to decide on a genre, thing, and more so focus on your energy, what you bring to the table, what styles and exploration and experimentation you want to explore and experience, because that's what matters the most when it comes to making music. I don't think putting labels on things is necessary. I think it's more about the journey and having fun with what you're creating and what you want to do in life. Obviously having a label helps in certain areas. Like if you really want to go hard on releasing music on Spotify, then yeah, I would recommend picking a genre, because it is really difficult to kind of like branch out and just like do random stuff on those platforms, because they kind of like put you in a box. But if you are someone like me that just like wants to make a YouTube channel or just like make music for fun, then don't put yourself in a box. Your signature sound and what you like to do, it's unique to you. Put all of those different genres together. Put your orchestral and your dark pop stuff together. Like mix it, explore, experiment, sing, add even if you're not a singer, like find your own voice within your production. And that's what's going to tie it together, because it's all about your energy. It's all about your essence. So yeah, I hope that makes sense. I know it could be a little bit confusing, but I'm very much about, who am I and what energy am I feeling today to create something. It's not about a genre. Yeah. All right, Alexander, I found you because of the puppet, I think. Yeah, well, that makes sense. I'm married to the realest puppet in the game. So if you were following Reed before me, then yeah, welcome to my world. I'm just kidding. It's our world. Me and Reed have been building this little empire together for a very, very long time. And what's really cool is that we have done it all. We've been through it all. We've worked with massive artists. We've had songs cut by big artists. We've put out our own songs. We've done we've done everything. You know, Reed used to be a touring DJ and I used to work with DJs, and, you know, we've been all over the place. But what really, you know, gets us going and what lights us up is being able to provide this experience for you guys on both of our YouTube channels. So yeah, me and Reed just really appreciate you all so much. All right. So, okay. So, Desmond asks, where is Reed's channel? So all you have to do is type in Reed Stefan, in YouTube, and you will find him. He'll be there. Can't miss him. All right. So still waiting to hear if you have recording and editing beginners class. So actually I am in the process of updating all of the courses that come with my vocal templates on iamkarra.com. So as soon as I get through all of that, that's when I will be starting my Logic Pro course. So I'm going to do a full walkthrough production course in Logic Pro. And that hopefully will be released in July. That's my goal. It takes a lot. Like I'm going in depth on this course, so it's probably gonna be like a 5-hour course. So it's gonna require a lot of time because we do have to keep up with, you know, our YouTube upload schedules, and, you know, we're juggling a lot with brand deals, and yeah, just trying to get some new products out on my website. So just be patient with me when it comes to those production courses. I am working on them. They are in the works. All right. Oh my gosh, I have so many comments here. Oh, I love you guys. All right. Let's see. So Tanner by the Sea says, your voice is your key frequency to your music production. I have the same situation. Yeah. That's incredible. So I completely agree. I think your essence, your voice, your energy is the unique frequency that's, you know, resonates in your music. So I don't think it's about like picking a genre. I think it's more about you and how you pour into yourself to be able to create your own creations, and not just music, anything. So I love that. Alirum, oh my God, I caught the live. I love you so much. I love you, honey. I love you so much. I see you. I see the support you give me, and it is beautiful, and it lights me up. It literally gives me so much passion to be here. All right, so let's see. I wish I could make good songs like you. Well, you can. It just requires dedication and time and effort and patience. A lot of patience, because you should hear some of my old songs. They are rough, okay? This is not an overnight thing. This was a lot. This is a lifetime of practice, okay? And I really do want to emphasize, like, practicing, showing up for yourself every day, even if you just produce or sing or record for, 20 minutes a day. Just do something. Just do something every day that you know is going to motivate you to continue forward, because it gets really, really difficult to stay motivated when you aren't making progress, and I think really the brunt work of it is just showing up and putting in the time, and setting aside that time to pour into yourself instead of, wasting your time on, stupid stuff. I'm just going to be real. So, yeah, I think anybody really does. Obviously, there are people that are born with gifts. Everybody is gifted. You are gifted. If you haven't heard that, I just want you to know that you are a gifted individual and you have so much to offer this world. And whatever you are being called to do, you're being called to do that for a reason. So I think a lot of people sometimes don't hear those words, often enough. And, we all have different life situations. We all are born in different families and different countries, and we all have different, childhoods. And so it's not really about, you know, who's the best. It's about who can show up for themselves and who is motivated to change the world and do something with their lives that is unique to them. So I think everybody has the ability to create their own dream life, their own dream career, their own music. It's just a matter of whether or not you are completely committed to making that happen. Because when I tell you, you know, I grew up in a middle-class family in New Jersey. You know, I did have a lot of privileges in my life that I'm very, very aware of and that I'm grateful for. But I did not have any help when it came to my career. You know, that was on me. I just knew that I was being called to do music, and that's it. That's all I knew. My entire life, I knew that music was the answer. I just didn't know exactly what it would look like in my life. And so I've definitely paved a unique path. You know, like I had no idea that I would have these like award-winning sample packs on Splice. That was a very, very interesting and unique, you know, part of my story that actually, you know, pushed me in a different direction when it came to my career. And so that was really unexpected. And so I think another aspect of this is just be down for, you know, the twists and turns and don't put like expectations on your life. You know, you never know where it's going to go and what's going to come in that's going to spark an idea, that's going to spark a business, that's going to spark a creative, you know, a creation, a song, a video. You just never know. You never know. And I'm just like the perfect example of that. I have struggled so much in my life. There were times where I genuinely didn't think that I was going to make it. And I'm just being completely honest. I got to a point where there were so many dark moments that I did not know how I was going to make it through. But I did. And I'm here today. And now I'm here talking with you. And I know that you have experienced dark, difficult obstacles too. I mean, we all do. That's life. But I think it's what you make of it. It's how you overcome those obstacles and how you know, just the way those difficult times like develops your brain and your thoughts and your motivation. Like it shapes you. The difficult times shape you. And so if you are experiencing something like a creative block, for an example, there have been so many times in my life where I have just felt completely blocked, like no ideas were coming. There was so much like inner turmoil that I just couldn't move forward. And that was because there were just other things that I had to look at and I had to heal and I had to, you know, work through. And then as soon as I just accepted that, you know, this wasn't going to be an easy path, it wasn't going to be an easy life. And, you know, I really, truly, deeply accepted that. That's when the magic really started to happen. That's when things really started to flow for me. And yeah, it's never going to be easy, but I do think that once you get through a lot of difficult situations in your life and you've put in the work, you put in the practice, you put in the time, you've done the inner work, you know, you are a genuinely happy, fulfilled, good person that, you know, gives back to the world, magic happens. And you just got to believe, you hold on to that belief and like believe in yourself that you are a magical being. You are powerful. You are capable. You are creative. Yeah. I don't know where that tangent came from, but I just felt like that was on my heart to say. So yeah, for anyone going through difficult times, I think it's just important to just hold on to the hope, do the work. You can get through it. Charlie, I needed this. Oh my God, I love you. I love you too, Charlie. All right. So what is your choice DAW for beat making? So I really enjoy Ableton for beat making. I think Ableton offers the most when it comes to like processing and sampling, which a lot of beat making is simply sampling sounds. So I definitely prefer Ableton for beat making. When it comes to more like a musical approach, I definitely think, Pro Tools is, a standard, and the vocal production and workflow in Pro Tools is amazing. FL Studio is really great for beat making as well. I'm just not an FL Studio user. I've done a couple videos where I recorded vocals into FL Studio, and I do have, and for any FL Studio users, I do have a vocal template that maps out all of the processing for vocals, so you can check that out. Everything is 50% off at my website for Easter. Just every holiday, we got to celebrate the holidays at IamKarra.com with a big sale. So yeah, I would say that Ableton is my favorite for beat making. Okay, so what's the best camera to use for streaming? So this is actually a good question, because back in the day when I was live streaming a lot more, I would set up my cinema camera, and it would look amazing, but it was always such a pain in the butt to set up, and we would always run into all of these different problems. So right now I'm simply using my webcam. Yeah, that's it. I'm at the point where I'm like, if live streaming, I would live stream more if it was just like a simpler setup and it wouldn't crash on me. So that's why I'm just using my webcam now, so I can just live stream and talk to you guys. And maybe one day I'll set up the nicer camera for when I'm doing my studio sessions live. But for now, we're just doing the webcam, because honestly, we don't need like high quality live streams here. Like, I'm good with just doing, a whatever live stream. Oh, okay. So let's see. Okay, Bogdan. Hello, Kara. Your videos are extremely useful. When I tried to read and watch info about the singer's processing, I didn't find anything before like I found your stuff. So thanks. Oh, I'm good. I'm glad. I am a vocalist, so naturally I wanted, my channel to be catered to people who were interested in learning vocal production. But I am so excited to finally expand into music production as well, with my session series, which, by the way, if you guys missed it, I have a new studio session dropping on Monday, and it's fucking fire. Excuse my French, but it's just so good. I'm so excited. I'm making a hip hop beat in Ableton, so you guys are gonna really like that. But I do like to put an emphasis on vocal recording and processing, because of the fact that I am, a vocalist first and foremost. I am a vocalist. Yes, I am a music producer as well. And you do, need to understand music production to be able to record vocals. So that's why I really wanted to, have that be a big part of my channel and my purpose and my messaging and, what I teach on my channel, because that's where it all started for me. So, all right. So real quick, I just want to go check out my website real fast for anybody interested in my 50% off sale. So let's do this. All right. So I'm really excited because I am in the process of updating, all of my courses that come with my vocal templates. So let's check out my vocal templates right now. So right now, everything is 50% off at IamKarra.com. These vocal templates are really useful for anybody that is, just curious about how to process vocals. Every vocal template is made out of stock plugins, so you don't have to buy any extra third-party plugins. So if you are, say you're a beginner or you're just a producer that, doesn't want to splurge on a bunch of plugins, this is a great option for you. And I'm going to let guys know when I update, like look how old these visuals are. I'm so excited because we updated all of these visuals. I just have to edit everything and get them, posted. But when I do update, The courses that come with my templates, I will send out a mass email and I'll let you guys know. We released these products, I think 4 years ago. So yeah, that was when actually the course that comes with my templates right now is actually Read, because that's how old they were. So I'm excited to get this updated. But the template is good. The template itself is updated. So any version of any software that you guys have, it's there for you, ready to go. I also have, my sample pack. So yeah, my sample pack, 50% off. And so this is a really good value. I have 500 samples that you guys can use in your productions, and you can also use for, sampling and creating synths out of my voice. You can literally do anything with this vocal sample pack. I just released an Apple AirPods video review, and in that video, I made a beat entirely out of all of my products. So I made a little vocal chop out of my vocal sample pack. I also used my Serum presets in that little beat that I made. And Serum just came out with Serum 2. So if you guys are Serum users, I'd highly recommend snagging this Serum pack. I have a bundle from pack 1 and 2. So, I have little demos that I can play for you guys as well. So what's really cool about my Serum packs is that these are sounds entirely made out of my vocals. So basically me and Reed, we recorded a bunch of samples, and then we put my vocal samples into the wavetables in Serum, and we created all of these different presets that you can use in your productions. So here's I'll play you guys the trap hip hop demo so you can get a little glimpse of what sounds I have available. So that entire beat was made out of my Serum presets, which is made out of my voice. So isn't that cool? I love it. All right, so we have a request to play the Future Bass demo. So here we go. So this is kind of like future bass hip hop. Let's play the big room one. This is all made out of my vocals, guys. I feel like I'm at EDC. Yeah, so all of those were little samples, like little demos of songs that we made entirely out of my Serum pack. And that is all my vocals. Isn't that really, I just find that so cool. And actually, me and Reed are working on a new Serum preset pack for you guys because Serum 2 just dropped and we want to utilize all of the new updates that Serum has to offer. So we are very excited about that. And yeah, so anyway, I'm very, I'm getting a call. So those are just like little demos just to kind of give you guys ideas of what you can create with this pack. And then once again, I kind of mentioned this before, you know, all of these courses that I have available, they are from 4 years ago. So The visuals themselves are a little bit outdated, but the information in these videos is still great, still incredibly valuable and useful. So if you are interested in learning how to make a vocal sample pack or how to sing or how to songwrite, these are still great courses for you guys to watch. But anyway, I'm very, very excited because I want to update, or I am updating all of my courses. So, but you know, it takes a lot of time. Me and Reed have been very focused on building our YouTube channels because we value, you know, a community, and we know we want to reach as many people as humanly possible. And so the only way to do that is to stay consistent with uploads. And at the level that we're, you know, making our productions at, it's very time consuming. And so actually that's like one of the reasons why I, you know, kind of stopped posting on Instagram. I didn't stop completely. It's just that I had to kind of like restructure my strategy when it came to content, because I was so, like, when I dropped my album a year ago, I was so heavily focused on, you know, promoting my album on Instagram. And I just found that to be a very stressful upload schedule because, you know, I kind of just like lost, you know, my passion a little bit because of the fact that it felt so stressful and that I was like trying to keep up with like a new post every single day. And, you know, I prefer quality over quantity at this point in my career. And so that's why I kind of took a step back from posting daily, and I started investing in creating these, you know, studio sessions for you guys, because let's be real, like it's really hard to learn, you know, music production from a 30-second, 60-second video. Yes, you can learn tips, but I am someone who values, you know, the entire process from start to finish. And so, yeah, that's my focus is just building my YouTube community up and getting, you know, reaching as many people as possible. And me and Reed we've been doing that. We've been accomplishing that. And it's very, very, very exciting. I'm like so happy to have you guys here. All right. So that being said, 50% off everything on my website right now. You don't need a promo code, so don't worry about that. All the prices are changed already. So this sale ends at the end of April. So this is like my Easter sale. So yeah, get everything, snag it for 50% off. All right. So Tanner says posting this TikTok thing sucks quality is what an artist should do. Yeah. So you know what's so funny about TikTok, now that you bring TikTok up, my TikTok literally went down the toilet for a minute there. Like I was one of the first people to post on TikTok when, you know, like music tutorials and stuff like that. So I was doing really, really great in the beginning, and then everything got so oversaturated that my views just like plummeted, and TikTok just kind of like went down the drain. And then all of a sudden, you know, I started posting my long videos on TikTok, and then my TikTok started going up again and started growing. And now I guess they're like promoting long videos now. And so I still, you know, post my like short vertical videos on TikTok as well, but I'm just like so surprised at how well my long format videos are doing on there, and people are actually watching it on TikTok. So I'm back on TikTok. I'm posting on TikTok again, and things are going well. I'm actually growing pretty fast on there too. So that's very exciting for me. Because, you know, after a while of like posting and then just to see like you're getting like only a couple hundred views, and you're just like, what is going on here? So I'm happy to see that my views are back up on TikTok after a little bit of a drought. But hey, that's life though. That's social media. Like things like happen, they change so fast. And I'm here along for the ride. Aliram, almost 200,000 subscribers. Oh my God, you're so right. I'm literally on the cusp. I'm at 198,000 subscribers. So thank you guys for helping me make my dreams come true. 200,000, like that's an insane number. And I can't even believe it. It's hard for me to conceptualize that like those are actual people on the other side of that number. Like that is so fucking cool. So John C, hey everyone, I'm super late to the party. Welcome to the party. It's never too late to join. Oh my God, you guys are so funny. Off topic, but damn, your eyebrows look great. Thank you. You know what? I actually think that's the Italian in me. So I'm a a mixture of different nationalities, like we all are, but I am mostly Sicilian. And so like I have like the thick eyebrows, I have the dark hair, the thick hair, and the thick ass. That's the Italian side of me. And then my Irish side is my blue eyes and my freckles. So yeah, thank you for the eyebrow compliment. That means a lot. You guys are so sweet. That's so funny. Oh, so David says, just picked up the songwriting course, waiting to dive into it. Thank you so much. That is awesome. Like I said, the visuals are old, like 4 years old at this point, because that's when I made that course. But the information in that course is incredibly valuable. So yeah, I'm excited to update my courses. Like it does require a lot of work. So I think when I start making my new course, I'm going to have to take a back seat from posting on YouTube, which is like the hard part for me. Cause I'm like, oh, I want to post on YouTube and I want to like keep this momentum going. But I also need to invest my time in getting you guys like really incredible, education content too. So I'm trying to find that balance. You know what I mean? But anyway, 50% off everything. So go for it. Celestial, you are beautiful. Thank you. Oh my God. I'm going to cry. That is so sweet. You are beautiful. You guys are beautiful. Like I can't even believe how lucky I am to have such an incredible community here. And I just love you guys so much. I remember on my last live stream, I was expressing how I felt a little bit weird, like calling people my fans. And if you are a fan of mine, like I get it, but I also prefer to call you guys like my family instead, like my supporters, my family, my community. I've always felt like I'm a leader, I've always had leadership skills. I have a lot to say. I have, an impact to make on this world. And so to have people like you a part of that, it wouldn't be possible without you. So I just want to just re-emphasize like how important you guys are to me. I love that. Yes. Oh, you inspire me so much. You don't understand. I am so happy to hear that. Like for me, inspiration is everything. And, while I want to, spend time with you guys, what's more important to me is that you guys are finding inspiration from my content, learning something from my content so that you can apply it into your own lives and to, accomplish your own goals and be your own person, your own artist, your own whatever the hell you want to be. Go and do it and be it and pull whatever inspiration you can pull from what I'm doing and apply it to your life. That's the biggest thing for me. Yes. Okay, so I would like some advice. I have a pair of Rocket 6G3 sub 8s. One of them has a blown tweeter. I have ATH-M40X as well. Shall I get HS5s or save up for the Genelec 8020? Oh, you know what's so funny? That you mentioned that actually we are doing a giveaway very soon on Reed's Instagram. We're doing a giveaway. So so definitely keep an eye out for that giveaway on his channel. But if you are trying to do a budget, purchase for speakers, go watch my video on the best studio setup on a $1,000 budget if you haven't already, because I go through a lot of really great options. And the HS8s are on that list. So those were actually the speakers that Reed started with. So we were using the Yamaha HS8s for years until we were able to update, and upgrade our, speakers, which now we have like these monsters of speakers, and we're like, oh, I love them so much. But yeah, HS8s are a great option for you. Flyest in the jungle, getting so hard to be humble. Hey, actually, I am working on, so I needed to take a little bit of a break from my album songs, but if you guys haven't listened to my album Beauty and the Boss, go listen to it. It's a fun album. I am in the process of planning some really fun vocal recording sessions and production sessions for YouTube with my album songs. So Nice Cat and Zoo are on the top of my list because those are just such fun songs. And they make me feel sexy and cool. And, I like to tap into that energy every once in a while because I do feel like I have, a star quality about me that I enjoy tapping into in those videos. So definitely be excited for that because I have some really like fun, sexy like vibes coming. Yes. Let's see. Yes, those glorious ATCs. Yeah, the ATCs we have. I'm not okay. So I'm gonna just be perfectly honest with you guys that I have a hard time remembering all of like the specific names and numbers for the gear that I have. So, so when I'm making like my studio gear videos, I do it, like it takes me a second to like get the names right of all of the equipment because they all name them the same things. And I'm like, what? It's like the HS8 590 plus speakers. And I'm like, oh my God, I can't remember all those fucking numbers. I'm like, can we simplify the names of these products? Yes. You guys are so funny. Make the videos yin yang theme to match the album visuals. That is such a cute idea. I should do that. Yeah, so I'm obsessed with my album cover. I worked really hard on that, and I worked with this incredible photographer that I actually found on TikTok, which is another thing that I do love about social media is that if you need to, find another creative to work with, it's like a lot easier to do that on social media nowadays. So I found this incredible photographer who had that really cool style of like blending, like morphing things together. And yeah, the album cover came out so beautiful. It's a yin yang, which means, balance. And, I'm a spiritual person. So my whole life journey has been about like finding balance and being connected spiritually so that I can, be a clear channel for people because, I am a channel, I am a vessel, and I have a lot of like messages to share, a lot of like good energy and inspiration to share. And so there have been times where, when I would struggle with depression and like those really dark moments and like addictions and stuff that I always would turn to, spirituality. And it doesn't matter what you believe in, like God, the universe, whatever you want to call it. I'm here for it all because I really believe in, whatever works for you. That's what you believe in. That's what you believe in. And that's what works for you. But the yin yang theme for the album cover like had a lot of meaning behind it because I was on this journey of like balancing my masculine and feminine energies, which we all have masculine and feminine energies within us. And we're all on a journey of like finding balance and fulfillment and peace. And that's what that album was for me. And so that's why I named it Beauty and the Boss, because I was on a journey of like trying to find my inner beauty and like my inner light. And also finding my boss bitch energy too, like I think wealth and abundance and success, like that's our birthright. And I think no matter what career path you choose, we all are worthy of a successful, abundant, prosperous life. And even if like you're not feeling that right now, you have the ability to access that. And for me, that's what the album was. Like that was my journey of becoming the beauty and the boss. And I finally feel like, you know, I released my album a year ago. I finally feel like a year later, I've accomplished that. I am the beauty and I am the boss. I have a beautiful business. I have a beautiful community, fan base, YouTube channel. I make awesome music. I get to do what I love. I get to help people. It's like the perfect balance of everything. And I finally feel like that yin yang, like that theme in my life, it's finally come to fruition, and I'm embodying it now. And now I can just live my life and, you know, do what I have to do to build my business, build my community so that I can reach more people. And yeah, it's just fucking awesome. I feel so free. Yeah, like I just feel free. You know, I'm independent. I love being independent. It's just, you know, and I think like when you see these artists at the top, you know, all of these people that are, you know, doing these like massive world tours and, you know, are at the top at the game, you have to remember that, you know, that's not meant for everybody. And there are so many different ways that you can be successful in the music business. And it looks different for everybody too. And that's just something that I had to like come to terms with, that my life, my career looks different than everybody else. But that's the magic and the beauty in it, you know? Like that's what I really have grown to like appreciate about my life and journey, is how unique it is and how cool it is to be able to create my own world and and be the only one, you know, profiting off of my work. You know, like when I was in the music industry and I was writing all of these songs and working with all these different producers and songwriters and artists, you know, I would only own like a small percentage of my work. And most of the time I didn't even get paid for my work. You know, it was a lot of like difficult things to navigate, because I feel like a lot of the time, like any industry, and I'm not just talking about the music industry, I'm talking about just like any industry in general, the people at the top definitely abuse their power. And so there have been a lot of songs that, you know, I got cut out of or just got stolen from me, or I didn't make the money that I was supposed to make on it. A lot of situations like that. So, you know, after 10 years of having to deal with so much of that kind of like struggle, I really, 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 really appreciate just having my own independent platform that I can like directly profit from and benefit from without having other people, you know, like steal anything from me, get in the way of anything that I'm doing, control me, push me in different directions that I don't want to be pushed in. So that's what I really love about YouTube, you know, and I think a lot of people that do YouTube also appreciate those same things, because it's tough out there, you know. It's tough out there. and it's hard to make other people believe in you, and it's hard to build a team of people to help you with your vision, because at the end of the day, you are going to be the person that is passionate about your career the most, and it's going to be precious to you and personal to you. So it's like really hard to get other people on board with that. So that's really where I'm at with like my career. I love my YouTube channel. And I think it took me a long time to like really come around to it, because for so long I was like, I don't want to be a YouTuber. Like I want to be this like big superstar. But I am a superstar in my own way. And that's the beauty in it. And I'm so happy that I've made peace with that. And I can see like my power and my beauty and my essence and everything that I've worked so hard, put my blood, sweat, and tears into, come to fruition through my channel. it's just the most beautiful thing ever. And I'm just like, ugh, I love it. I'm just so happy. Yes, I'm winning. Yes. This is my version of winning, you know? And I think everybody deserves to win if you're a good person. If you're a good person, you deserve to win. If you're not a good person and you're screwing other people over, then fuck you. I'm just, I'm just kidding, but I'm also not kidding. You guys are so funny. Aw. I see you as a successful artist. You're making a living from doing what you love. Yes, that's humongous. Yes, I agree with you. I am successful and you are successful too. I feel like anybody who has the guts to live in their truth and be authentic and to, like I said, be a good person and not step on anybody else's toes to get to where they want to be, those are the people that are winning in life. Those are the people that are winning. Because if you are somebody that feels the need to steal from somebody else or take advantage of somebody else just so you can get ahead, karma's real. It will come around and it will bite you in the behind, in the butt. Okay. And I got a nice butt too. I got a big ass. And one thing I know for sure is that karma will not be biting me in that ass. On that ass. I am living my life free from all karma because I truly did everything the right way. I never screwed anybody over to get to where I am today. So, and I could proudly say that. I can proudly say that. And it's very, very good feeling to know that like you did the best that you could. And, you know, I feel like that's just like, though, that's winning to me, you know? Celestial, I think you have a fan base, big or small, is not what matters. That's important. Your fans love you and make enough energy for you to keep going. Absolutely. You guys give me energy. You guys are what motivate me. You give me inspiration. And that's what I love about this like exchange is it's reciprocal, right? You guys get something out of it and I get something out of it. That's and from what I've seen in the industry, not everybody operates like that. A lot of these artists and labels are very greedy. And I hate to say that, it's just the truth. You know, a lot of people just do something for a quick dollar. They want to take advantage of their fans, and I'm just not like that. I don't fuck with that shit. I just don't. And it's not about that for me. You know, I gave up a lot of things so that I could live a life of integrity. And unfortunately, a lot of things that I've witnessed in this industry, it's just there was no integrity. There was no reciprocal, beneficial energy. It was take. How can I screw this person over to get ahead? And I am just not with it. I'm not with it. And that's what I love about having my own independent platform. And every time I get on live stream, I kind of share little bits and pieces of my experience in the music industry because I just, one, it's healing for me to be able to talk about it because for so long I've just like been struggling in silence. And I'm like, oh, but there's like so much injustice in this world. And I just want to scream from the rooftops, like, no, like this is not right. But for me, I was able to heal a lot of those wounds and, you know, heal all of the pain that I did experience in this industry. And I turned my pain into power. And so for me to be able to get on live stream and just kind of like vent a little bit and just like share my story, it helps me because it's a release, you know, like I have to release it somehow. And, like you guys, like being able to like talk to you and tell the truth about what goes on, it's definitely healing for me. So I appreciate you guys listening. And honestly, I hope you guys learn a little bit too. Like here's one thing I'll say about this, and I'll answer more questions. What you see is not what is actually happening behind the scenes. So you might see all of these like people living their best lives and having all of these designer clothes and flying on private jets and doing all this stuff. It's not real. Like, it's fake. It's fake. And it's all a show. It's a show. So the people that you think got it like that, they don't got it like that. And so it's like it's like a system designed to make the viewers and to make like the masses feel insecure about themselves and to get them stuck in this loop that they're never enough, that they have to buy all these different things and all these material things to feel worthy. That's just not true. It's just not true. And I hope that you guys feel my genuine heart and my genuine passion for music through my work, because that's what it's about for me. Like, it's about the creation process and the music and feeling alive, and it has nothing to do with material things. Yes, those things are nice. Yes, we deserve to live a luxurious and happy life, and whatever that looks like for you. Yes, you deserve that. But what I'm trying to say is that you don't need to have $1 bajillion and fly private jets and have these world tours to be successful, to create something with meaning and value. So, yeah, that's where I'm at. Random person says, I'm so grateful to learn from you right now. That is awesome. And I'm so grateful to be able to share my experiences and to teach you guys stuff, Oh, great question. What are those metal things on either side of your backdrop? These things are called trusses. And we did a deal with Guitar Center, and they sent us these trusses so that we could upgrade our studio. And these are for like live shows. They're for, actually Reed used to be a wedding DJ. So he used to have these trusses and he would set up his like little DJ setup, and you can like hang lights on them. And they're basically just these, props for live shows. And we wanted them in our studio sessions because we were elevating our productions. And you actually will see the trusses in action in my video that I'm posting on Monday. I have a new studio session coming out on Monday that you guys are going to love. But we just wanted to elevate the look of it a little bit. And we actually are going to be filming a new studio tour too. So we wanted our studio tour to have a couple new things like added to it so that it was a little bit different from my last studio tour, which I did like 2 years ago now, I think. So, and we have a really cool concept for this studio tour. I'm not going to share it now, but you guys are going to really enjoy it. We're going a little bit deeper beyond like what's in the studio. And we're going to be talking about, like I said, I don't want to give too much away, but we're just going to go a little bit deeper and share more insight on our process and our vision and why we do the things we do. So yeah. Oh, Tanner by the Sea. This is why I mess with you two. It's authentic passion, easy to learn from. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, me and Reed are truly like, we are here for the music. We're here for elevation. We want people to live their dream lives. We want people to be able to create awesome music. We want you guys to have hit songs. We want you guys to do your thing and be successful. We want you guys to be more successful than us. Like that's kind of how we live our lives. Like we wake up every day and we're like, what can we put out there that's not only going to be fulfilling to us and be fun for us to make, but what's going to help other people. And that's what keeps us going. That's what really like lights a fire within us. And it's just fun. It makes things more fun and more enjoyable. Yeah, make more videos with Reed. Yeah, actually, the studio tour will definitely feature Reed. I really would love to do, because we used to make these like little videos where, or actually they were big videos. They're on my channel, but my first videos that I would make, I would record the vocals and then Reed would come in and mix the vocals. So it would be really cool to kind of bring that format back and do a video with Reed, because Reed, I have to say, I just want to before I wrap up this live stream, I just want to do a little shout out to Reed, because he has sacrificed, even, the success of his channel to help build up my channel in a lot of ways. And Reed's a legend, and he's a staple in the industry. He's always going to have a successful YouTube channel. That's not what I mean, at all. It's just that he could have just kept posting on his channel and like not even bothered with mine. So the fact that Reed has helped me build my channel and help me, accomplish my goals and fulfill my dreams of being an artist and teaching my lessons and, all that stuff. Like, I could not do this without Reed. He is incredible. He really is just such a beautiful person inside and out. And we're just such a good team, and I've been helping Reed with his channel over the years as well. All the songs that you hear on his channel are my songs, and we've been doing this for a long time and we love it. And Reed had to take a back seat on his channel for a little bit so that he could help me build up mine. So just thank you, Reed. I love you wherever you are in this house. Even, I don't know if you're still watching, but yeah, I just had to say that. So for anybody, speaking of Reed, he did just post a really incredible video today. And he did a full comparison on the M1 Max MacBook Pro and the M4 Max MacBook Pro. So he did a lot of like A/B tests, like the battery test, and just did a full comparison on all the upgrades that Apple made to the laptop. So if you want to watch that, go watch that. And just like you guys, I see all of your comments. You guys are so sweet. I'm so happy to be here. Oh, okay. So this is a great question to end the live stream with. Can you give a brief breakdown of how you structure filming the studio sessions? Yeah, because these are big projects. The studio sessions, they are a lot easier to make now that we've done a couple and we've hashed out our own workflow for them. So they're a lot easier to make now, but when we first started making these studio sessions, it took us days and days to get a video done. And now we've been able to cut down that time a little bit, which is great, because we want to be able to put out more. So that's just kind of like a little we want to be posting more, but it does require a lot more time to make these sessions. So, but we're getting there. We're finally like hashing out the workflow. So they're becoming a little bit easier and quicker to make, which is great. But basically this is what happens. So we pick a song, we pick a title, and we pick a DAW. So we're like, okay, this video that we have coming out on Monday, it's producing a song from scratch, or producing a hip hop song from scratch. So we picked hip hop and we picked Ableton. So that's the first thing that we have to do. We have to get the song finished and we have to figure out what DAW we're using, and what the title is going to be. And then we go from there, because it helps having, the concept down. And of course you got to make the song first. So, it takes time to make and produce a song. We don't produce anything like on the spot because of how intricate the productions are, and filming. Film day is like a whole thing. I wake up in the morning, I do my hair and makeup, I pick my outfit, we pick the color scheme, and we pick a color. So it's like we have to hash out all of those details before we actually start filming. So I would say we kind of like break the filming up into like 3 different sections. We have pre-production, which is getting the song, the title, the concept, the DAW, the colors, the lighting, and like the setup. And what microphone, what vocal chain we're using. So we have to make all of those decisions first, because we're always trying to switch things up because we want to hit every single, demographic, basically. So we switch up the genres, we switch up the DAW, we switch up the microphone that we're using, we switch up the equipment that we're using, so that everybody feels like they're kind of like getting something out of the session, you know? So yeah, that's pre-production. And then film day, I do my hair and makeup, get my outfit on, and then it's an all day filming event. It's a little strenuous. It's a little bit stressful because it's just me and Reed. But we're very, like, now that we've done it a bunch of times, like, we're a lot quicker, and I have a lot more stamina. Like, at first I would get a little bit stressed out and overwhelmed because it's really hard to actually perform and then be like blasted with like lights for 8 hours straight, and, you know, doing all these difficult things with like technology, because we actually run into a lot of technical issues as well. So that's like, that's kind of another aspect to this that a lot of people don't really think about or get to witness or see, is like all the technical difficulties we run into. So there could be a situation where something's not working, and it sends us on a 20-minute detour of trying to troubleshoot a technical issue. So, you know, there's a lot that goes into it. So we're basically, doing all of the production stuff first. Obviously, we got to produce out the beat, and then we get to the vocal production. So basically, it's an all-day thing, and then we get to post-production. So that's editing, which is a whole other thing. So we have to edit, we have to chop everything down, because obviously we have hours and hours of footage. We have to chop that down first, and then we have to edit it out, and then we do the voiceover. So the narration comes, like, I record my voiceover after we edit everything. So we're editing, chopping, then we make the voiceover. And then I will edit my little music video that I do at the end. And you do final touches on the editing, like all of the sound effects that we add, just to, like, you know, bring more life to the production. All of that stuff comes last. We do all the coloring. You know, I add a couple, like, you know, beauty filters and things like that at the very end. We export it, then we upload it to YouTube. So it's a big project. It's a big process. But like I said, we've done it so many times now that we are at the point where we're able to cut down, you know, production time, which is great. But yeah, it requires a lot of detail. It's a lot of detail. And it requires a lot of technology, a lot of software. So for me, it took a lot of years to learn Ableton, Pro Tools, FL Studio, all these different DAWs. Like, I had to learn everything from scratch. And so a lot of the time I'm not like the best at all the DAWs. I have my few favorites that I'm really good at. But yeah, it required a lot of, years of practice and learning and just like hashing things out. So we're finally at the point where we at least know like the structure and like the pre-production, the actual filming day, and the post-production. We have everything like aligned now, so that we can just kind of like do it instead of inventing it. Because that's really what it was. Like, over the years, we've been developing this series, this show. And it's a huge success, and I'm so freaking excited to see where it takes me, because the sessions are just getting better and better every time I film them. So I'm excited to see what you guys think about this new one that I have coming out on Monday. But that's basically the process. It's a big process, but I freaking love it, because it brings me so much fulfillment to know that, like, not only do I get to be an artist and perform and dance around and have fun and just be sexy and cool, but I also can teach something valuable and actually show people what it takes to make a song. and from scratch. So yeah, I hope that helped. That was a great question. Okay, so he says, how do you make it look like you're producing it from scratch? Like, do you hide the racks or something? So I actually am producing it from scratch. So I'm not really hiding anything. I'm going sound by sound, and I'm doing each sound from scratch. And there are a lot of things that I don't get to show in the video because there is a lot of processing. There's like a lot of extra steps that, if I showed everything, like that's actually what my course, the course that I'm going to be putting out for sale on my website, that's the course that it's going to show all the details. But in these YouTube videos, unfortunately, I don't have the time to show every single production detail. So there is a lot of times where, we have to skip over things to get through the session. But I am making everything from scratch. I make the song first and then I recreate it. Because if I don't have like a finished song to recreate, it would just be a really, really like grueling process, because it takes a lot of time to actually make a song. And I know that there are other producers out there that make things, from like off the cuff, like on camera. Unfortunately, with our like editing style and our production style, that's just not really, it's just way too difficult to do everything that we do like at once. So we do have to make the song ahead of time, which is fine. I mean, we just make the song and then we recreate it. So that's just how we do things, And then okay, so and then the last question that Illyrium has, what about the B-roll? So we do film a lot of B-roll throughout the session because that's, it's like we have to think of the video production as like a flow. Like what do we need to like tell this story and show the process as accurately as possible? And so we do shoot a lot of B-roll, which means that we're just shooting extra shots to fill in the space and to like make the transitions more seamless and, make it more of like a production and a story and like kind of like a movie. So the B-roll really helps with that. And we're just filming the B-roll throughout the day. We don't have like a specific like time set where we're like filming A-roll and then B-roll. We do it throughout because when we're actually producing everything from scratch, like we want to get B-roll of that part, of where I'm at. So like we don't want to go backwards. So we're just filming B-roll shots like throughout the day. And then we piece it all together at the end in the editing process. So I hope that helped a little bit. It would be really cool to actually do a live stream of us making, the video so that you can actually see what goes into filming. But so maybe me and Reed can set something like that up and set like a live stream up so that you can actually be a fly on the wall when we're filming one of these videos, because that would be really like a cool thing to witness, I think. Because we do put a lot of like love and attention and detail into this process. And I think that's pretty obvious. I think you guys can see that. But this video series, like my Producing a Song from Scratch series, is definitely my favorite video to make, because I know how like awesome it's going to be for the viewer to be able to not only like learn something, but also be entertained. And like, I like cracking jokes. I like making people laugh. I like making the music creation process fun, because for me, I think I've just spent so much of my life like not having fun and, just like, learning a new skill like music production is very grueling. It could be very tedious, very, disheartening at times because of how difficult it is. But if I can at least make it fun for you guys to enjoy and to like laugh while you're learning something really valuable and difficult, then I did my job. That's it. That's my job. make music production fun, make the music creation process fun and vibrant and lively and exciting and all that good stuff. So, all right, you guys are incredible. I love you all. Once again, 50% off sale at imkarra.com. Everything, vocal sample packs, vocal templates, courses, presets, everything is 50% off. No promo code needed. Just go on there. All the prices are changed already so that you can just go to checkout. But anyway, you guys are incredible. Thank you so much for joining me in my live stream and for all of your incredible questions. I'm excited to, expand my live stream experience and actually record some vocals live for you guys. We're trying to figure that out right now. So like the best way to do that. But anyway, I love the Ask Me Anything live streams too. So I always forget that this fucking thing is there. Because I do get to talk about a lot of things that I don't get to talk about on my YouTube videos. So I really enjoy that. Much love to all of you guys. You made my day. You guys are so sweet. Thank you for being here, and just go make the best music ever. Go create something awesome. Go have fun today. Work hard, work on yourself, like do fun stuff, get inspired, go outside in nature, enjoy wherever you are in the world. Just enjoy your life. Live your life to the fullest. And thank you so much for being here. I love you all. Mwah. I'll see you soon. My mouth, my words are getting all jumbled. I'll see you guys very soon. All right. I love you.